Welcome to the Tammy and Wanda show.
The Wanda and Tammy show. Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
I'm glad we picked the way that we've got that.
I sure do too. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to episode 7. Can you believe we're already there?
Wow. And happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
We are actually doing this recording and also recording us on video, so you guys get to see us on YouTube if you are subscribed to our channel.
And we have all the other social medias you could possibly want, so check us out on all of those as well. And today we're going to talk about destinations, so vacation stuff.
Yes. Of course, our episode before this, we did talk about some body positivity, those wonderful 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece. Oh, Dr. Seuss, eat your heart out. But
that was really Seussy.
I know, it was. It was Seussy, Team Seuss. But going back to it, we're going to talk about our destinations now that we've got all of our clothes packed and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, tell me about your favorite childhood vacation. What was your...
Oh, that one, my childhood vacation, the one that I can remember the most is 12 years old. My parents had just got divorced, and my grandparents were like, I think you guys need to have a vacation. So we're going to take you to our townhome. And, well, they had like a rental spot that they got every year. And they actually took us to South Carolina.
Oh,
and that was my very first time going to the beach. I was really super excited. I walked down to the sand and I was like, this is amazing. I've never felt sand before, except in my little turtle play set.
Right. We all had that.
the store-bought sand, and going there and running down to the ocean and having that water and sand shift. I was like, look, I'm moving.
And it feels like you're kind of melting into the sand. Yeah.
Yes. So I would have to say that was my very first favorite vacation spot. And we got to do so many things. We did a lot of activities, and going putt-putting.
Oh, putt-putt golf's the best.
Yes, going putt-putt golf. It always seems better on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so much better on vacation for some reason.
Well, the courses are more diverse and a little bit more fun.
It's not like sluggers and putters, if anyone out there knows what I mean. Wink, wink.
Which, sluggers and putters has its charm also, but it's just, that's our home course. So you're used to all the turns and...
Oh, yeah. So, and also going to plantations. Plantations were a lot of fun. We would do all these tours and, check out the history. I'm a huge history buff, and that is something that I really enjoyed.
And that's something that I think that a lot of kids nowadays don't get quite as much of is historical tours or going to historical points in, whether it's the United States or abroad.
Oh, yeah.
I know that I went to Colonial Williamsburg as a kid with my parents. And
was that your favorite spot?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well,
I mean, it was fine. Because I also like history, but it was...
Yeah.
My mom is not a big fan of trips. And I say that lovingly because I know she listens to our podcast, but...
Hi, Mom.
She likes going, but... like most mothers, and you don't realize this until you are one and you have your own children, but the mom is the planner. She's done all the research, she's picked the spot, she's, picked all the activities and everything that you're going to do on that vacation, and then ultimately she's so busy worrying about everybody else's good time that a lot of times she's just a ball of stress that whole vacation.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that was
crazy.
My mother.
Yeah. It's crazy because, my mom was very much the same way, and I know she listens to our podcast, too.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. And she was always, a ball of stress because she's like, okay, so we're going to leave at this time, and all of us are, moaning and groaning, and she's like, seriously, we need to get going, and then when we get there, we'll either forget something or we all have been fighting in the car, and it ends up being not really a disaster, but Like, we all had fun, but in the beginning, like, we all figured it was going to be a disaster.
At every point, it feels like a disaster on a family vacation.
Yes.
We've all had that, where it's that one moment where everyone's fighting and everyone's pissed off about something, or somebody's feet are touching me while we're driving or something.
Yes.
And you just go, oh my God, I cannot wait to get home so you damn kids or you damn siblings can leave me alone.
Oh, yeah. And what's really funny is that, you know how at home you have all of your space. Like, you can go to your room, you can go to your room. But when you go on vacation, you're usually sharing rooms with everybody. Me, I was usually sharing a room with my grandma.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. Because she would spend all of her time out in the living room. So I'd be able to go to the room and sit there. But then she'd come in and be like, oh, do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need this? And I'm like, could you please leave me alone? Can I shut this door? I can't shut this door? Okay.
They do always have the best snacks, grandmas, on vacation.
Oh, yeah, grandma. Oh, she used to make the best crab cakes. We'd always make crab cakes.
Excuse the face. I don't like seafood, so those of you that don't know me very well yet, you'll get to know that I do not care for it.
There was a local fish store that my grandma would go to. Like, she had, like, this favorite spot, and she would take us there. And they would sell, like, swordfish. I don't know what else. Gator. I think gator.
Oh.
I've never tried gator.
It's real chewy. I tried that one time. I was out in Seattle visiting my Aunt Lisa, and it was one of those food carts.
Yeah.
Or food trucks, as you guys would call it now. And I remember walking around with her, and there was some festival out there at the time. I don't remember why, but going out to visit her is always one of my favorite family vacations because Seattle is just a different place. Being from Ohio, you go out there and everybody's a bit more progressive. Yeah. They lean a bit more liberal out there, which is fine. And we're a little bit more conservative here in Ohio, so it's kind of just a different feel.
Yeah.
And when you go out there, I learned from my Uncle Scott that there's actually like a hidden city underneath.
Really?
I don't remember exactly why or what happened because it's been a few years since we've been out there, but he took us on a tour of the city from someone who's lived there his whole life, and it was really eye-opening.
Wow.
They also are one of the legal pot states in the U.S. So
the great pot state.
If you're looking for one of those places to go on vacation, they're pretty much, not on every street corner, but it's pretty easy to find one, a dispensary.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
if that's what you're into,
there. Yeah.
You know. So,
I definitely want that.
Now, I know a lot of kids would say that their favorite childhood vacation would have been to Disney World if your parents could take
afford
you to
it.
that.
Yeah.
Because that's expensive. We took the kid a couple years ago.
We're looking to go again. That is a very expensive place.
I mean, it's worth it because the experience when you're there is so fulfilling and magical, even as an adult.
Yeah.
But, oof.
And that actually happened to me. I was an adult when I went to Disney for the first time.
Did you cry when you saw the castle?
I did not, but I was feeling so many emotions that my face just was...
Frozen.
Yeah. The whole time. There was a smile on my face like the whole time, and my heart was like outside of my chest, like pounding, and I just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh Jesus, this is the best thing ever. Yeah, I kind of lost my mind.
I love Disney because no matter if you're staying on site or not, you're still getting that Disney magic. Like, you don't ever remember seeing a trash can when you're there.
Yeah.
You don't remember seeing garbage littered anywhere. There's nobody fighting, even though that's a really long day.
Yeah. Fun story. The family that I was with when I went to Disney, we finished watching like one of the castle presentations, and we were all leaving, but we were closer to the end because we were up front just a little bit more, so we had like a really awesome experience. As we were leaving, the cast members, like the maintenance cast members, because I know they use cast members.
Yeah, instead of employees.
Mm-hmm. They had lawnmowers that came out and tore up every piece of litter and put it into like a kind of like went into like this container thing on the back of the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And they took it to a dispensary so that it could be recycled.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That was so crazy. That's why you never see any litter, because they come back with a lawnmower.
And they just get it up and it's out of there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So a good reason to go to Disney is see if you get to have an experience like one of those. That's pretty neat.
It was amazing. It was like an after-hour experience.
Now that's a hard-working vacation. So that begs the question: what's better, a staycation or a vacation?
Ooh, okay. Well, since our 2020 has been the ultimate staycation season,
yes,
I think we're all done with staycations.
For 2021, I think so. Everyone I've spoken to has some plans to go either abroad or somewhere in the U.S. or even somewhere in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Just as long as it's not their city that they live in their house.
Yes. Yeah. But before this prior pandemic? Is that what it is?
Pre-pandemic, maybe?
Yeah. You know, staycations are a lot of fun. Sometimes I just don't want any stress, and if I have like a 3 or 4 day vacation, I'll just go to local spots. Since we're very close to Cleveland, I will go to the Cleveland Art Museum with friends.
Right. You've told me that in the past that it's a great spot to visit, and that it's like a whole day event.
It is a whole day. There's like 3 stories of art. And I was just recently there, like maybe a month and a half ago, and I just discovered a corridor of like modern art that I didn't even get to see, but it was like at the end of the day.
So it's almost like you're in an episode of one of those shows where they're investigating like mysteries and stuff, because you're just always finding something new.
Yes, like it's like mystery at the museum kind of thing. It was amazing, because I'm like, whoa, there's a whole new corridor that we have never seen before.
Staycations have their purpose, but I think, I don't know that it was the pandemic that did this to me, because I'm one of those people that always seems to use my staycation days as, let's clean out the garage, or let's clean out the basement days. And while those are needed so that the rest of the weeks that you're working all day long every day go a little bit better, because you're coming home to a clean, organized home.
Yeah.
You're not really relaxing as much as you should.
No, you definitely work your staycation.
So I think there's something to be said for getting out at least once a year.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's somewhere local, like you said, the Cleveland Art Museum. Yeah. I know that hubby and I have a anniversary trip planned next month for Ravenwood Castle down by Hocking Hills.
Ooh, that would be nice.
So if any of you guys know that place, it's beautiful. And as a huge Game of Thrones fan, you actually go into a great hall, and we ordered dinner, so we get to go eat at a great hall.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
A la Winterfell, kind of has a Winterfell vibe there, and we're staying in the Cinderella suite. So that should be fun.
Princess for a day.
And Hocking Hills in general is a great place to go.
Oh, great place to go hiking.
Zip lining is big down there.
Zip lining, oh yeah. I have a lot of friends who go to Hocking Hills, like maybe once or twice in a year, and they just go, and I always see beautiful pictures on the Facebook.
On the Facebook?
On the Facebook.
I know you mentioned Cleveland, so another big hot spot is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Since I think they just had their induction ceremony, or they're about to. I'm not sure which, but they just announced the winners a couple weeks ago. So,
oh, that's awesome.
If you're into music, that place is rad. They've got They've got a hanging hot dog from like a music video right as you enter, and then there's a big glittery car right inside. Where they take your tickets. And
oh, that's amazing. I love that place. I really want to go back so bad, but of course, my time schedule, work schedule, and their open and close times are so varied. Like that's where it's complicated.
Which I'm sure there'll be a little less so for the Hall of Fame and other places as
now that
the pandemic is starting to wind down a little bit.
Back to normal.
Another place up there is just Lake Erie in general. There's so many places that you can like rent those little scooters.
Yeah.
And just, like, drive around town and see the sights, like the beach.
There's a place that I really like to go when I have the time, and because if you all know, Wanda likes to drink, so Wanda likes to bar hop. It's called the Flats.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to the Flats?
I have.
Oh, my God. I love going there. It's amazing.
Well, and the view is gorgeous. So you get to drink while looking at the pier and the lake itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
Man. I cannot wait to go back to the Flats because I really wanted to go to that game place, if it's still there, where you could just, like, bowl and then, like, play pool. It's kind of like a Dave & Buster's, but only smaller.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if those of you that like things that aren't in big cities, I know a big draw from where I'm from and where I grew up is Amish country.
Oh, yeah. I have family from Amish country.
They have a awesome cheese, Heine's Cheese House.
Ooh, Gutenberg.
Yes.
Gutenberg cheese is the best.
Especially with trail bologna. Like in like a little sandwich with Ritz crackers.
Oh my mouth is watering right now.
Oh my God. Well, and it's fun too because they actually make like the best furniture and everything's so well made that's like the best place to go. Now you're gonna pay a little bit more than you would at a conventional like furniture place, but
yeah, because you know that stuff was made with time
and love.
Mm-hmm. They're doing something that they were basically born to do.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about Pride Month being this month, and the Amish are actually one of the unexpected fans of the Alphabet Mafia or the LGBTQ community.
Wow, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, they're kind of a secret ally, which I thought was really interesting.
Ally. I'm wearing a pin right now. Ally.
Look at that.
Ally.
And if, Amish people aren't your thing, then you could always do something fun like Cedar Point's one of my favorite places to go.
Cedar Point, going to Put-in-Bay.
Yeah. If you haven't ridden a roller coaster recently, there's also Kings Island down in Cincinnati.
Kings Island.
It's a bit of a trek, but if it's still there, my first roller coaster ride ever was on the Beast.
Oh, the Beast.
If you remember that one.
I do.
I cried, and my dad and my uncle basically carried me onto the roller coaster, and I cried for about the first 20 seconds of the ride, and then I loved it. And I've been a roller coaster kid ever since. So
I
blame my dad.
I'm obsessed with roller coasters. My dad was not a huge fan. At least I don't think so. No. Mom, correct me if I'm wrong. But my mom is a huge thrill junkie.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't expect that from her. I'm impressed.
You wouldn't expect it, but she was the one who would go on roller coaster rides with me.
All right, Mom. My mom would never. She's a hold your stuff kind of mom.
For someone who is scared of heights, she definitely liked going on the roller coasters with me.
That's something our mothers have in common, the heights thing.
Yep. Cedar Point, we went on the Blue Streak. If that's still there, I have no idea.
It might be.
But, yeah, I got on that roller coaster, and that was my very first roller coaster ride, and all I know is that I fell in love with the speed and thrill and excitement, anticipation.
And there's nothing
all those
like,
in one.
For me, Millennium Force. That's my ride.
Okay.
90 mile an hour, I'm fairly certain. And you go, and I remember the scariest moment I ever had on that is somebody took their seatbelt off halfway up that hill.
Holy shit.
And we had to wait for them to kick the person off the ride. And that was like our last ride because there was the thunderstorm coming.
Yeah.
And I recall like flipping out because you could see the lightning and the thunder like coming across Lake Erie at the roller coaster. And you're like, holy fuck, I'm going to die. Like that's all you can think in that moment.
No.
But luckily they got us down in time, and they let us ride it like 3 times in a row, and then the ride just got closed because of weather after that. So
yeah, wow.
And the people I was with, we made it as fun as we possibly could for those 3 rides in a row. Because
like I'm a thrill junkie, but I'm not that type of thrill junkie. I choose life.
The rides after the lightning watching were really fun, but it was because we just had our life flash before our eyes a little bit there.
Yeah, and having that dickhead take their
Don't ever take your seatbelt off on a roller coaster. They're there for a reason.
Never, ever do that. Safety is key. First. Safety for thrills.
And if you're looking for somewhere really safe and you've got kids like we do, you want to look up the zoos in the area.
Oh, the
They're
zoos.
All wonderful.
I mean, as a kid, that was some of my well-known vacations. I mean, they're fun. Mm-hmm. Overdone a lot.
Yes. I've been to Akron Zoo more times than I could name, but it's a wonderful zoo.
I remember distinctly going to the Pittsburgh Zoo. Mm-hmm. And of course we went to one of the amusement parks that has Storybook Forest.
That might be Kennywood.
Is that Kennywood?
I'm not sure, but I know Kennywood's like the Cedar Point of Pennsylvania.
Okay,
so
all
that
right.
Might be
it. I love Storybook Forest. That one was amazing. We have tons of pictures from that. And it was interesting. I kind of want to go back now as an adult and go like, oh my God, I remember that as a child. Oh my God, I remember being in that. Now I can't fit in it.
And Cleveland has a fabulous rainforest.
They do.
Which is kind of like their draw because that's what makes them different from the area zoos here in and around Ohio.
That rainforest.
And the most famous one, I mean, Cincinnati is a nice one, but the one that everybody wants to go to is the Columbus Zoo because of Jack Hanna, who I read was retiring this year.
Oh.
Which is kind of sad because he was a big draw.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in Columbus, one of my favorite places to go is IKEA.
Oh, IKEA. Yeah.
Because even if you don't buy anything, just the experience of seeing like the Swedish words for the product and trying to pronounce them while you're walking through is really fun.
Skagny.
Or Schurkenflagen. Oh, that's a headboard. Cool.
Oh, that's how you say headboard.
It's amazing. The meatballs there, if you ever go to the cafeteria when you're at IKEA, top notch.
Oh, man. Thinking of meatballs, it makes me go off to SNL. The sweaty balls.
The sweaty balls. There's nothing like sweaty balls at a Christmas party.
All right. Let's move on.
All right.
Since we did our staycations.
Or a statecation, which is your term.
Staycation. Yeah, I'm good with the puns. But going some good vacation sites outside of the country, or
even around the U.S., but far away from Ohio.
So in this area, we actually have our top 10, and we're hoping to get through all of them. But first off, we would like to give a shout out to some of our listeners outside of the country.
Our international folks of mystery.
Yeah, we really want to give a huge shout out to our France listeners. Bonjour.
Bonjour. And I'm terrible at French, so I'm sorry if I massacred any of
Yeah, you know, I took French for like 3 years, but I know little to none.
We also have a few folks out of Mexico, which again, I'm going to murder this. I'm terrible at accents and other languages.
Hola
and friends. Ciao, friends. And then we also have some folks in Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Hello there. Thank you. Listening to us in Ireland.
I hope that someday one of us or both of us get to go on that trip.
Oh, yeah. I really want to. I really want to get to Scotland, so I'm really hoping that we can get some Scotland listeners.
Yes.
Tongue twisters. I should have done some exercises. Because I actually did an Ancestry.com, and I'm majority Scottish.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, a nice neighbor to Ireland.
Yeah, to Ireland.
Well, all right. So if you're wondering, we actually looked up what some of the top 10 international
we're
vacation
smart.
destinations are.
We did research.
So we want to thank travelusnews.com for supplying the information for us today.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the number one location?
South Island, New Zealand.
New Zealand. That's another place I'd love to go.
See, that's on my bucket list because that's where the famous Lord of the Rings was, recorded.
You and me both. Lord of the Rings is bomb.
I want to go to New Zealand so bad because it is so beautiful.
So number 2 for our France listener is Paris, France.
Oh, oui, oui.
So maybe at some point we can come visit you and do an episode of our podcast with you, our number 1 listener.
That would be exciting. And thank you for listening.
Number 3 is Bora Bora, which is in the French Polynesian Islands.
Ooh.
That sounds fancy.
I
Bora
know.
Bora.
Reading about it, they have a lot of clear water.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like crystal blue. Like,
and you
untouched.
can stay in those huts.
Yeah.
Where it's got like an open floor or it's like a clear floor and you can see it.
the fish. Like, amazing. Number 4 is Maui, Hawaii.
What can I say except you're welcome? Isn't that Maui?
Yeah.
That was terrible singing, so I'm so sorry to our
Aloha, my friends out there. I actually have a friend who is visiting family right now in Hawaii, and they're actually having their honeymoon over there. So they're it's
so
pretty
jealous.
I know, I'm so jealous of them too, but hey, I'm happy they're enjoying their time.
I'm obsessed with lava, so if I ever went there, I'd want to go see the slow moving lava down the volcanoes.
Those are just fascinating nature.
Number 5 is Tahiti, which is also in the French Polynesian Islands.
You know, the Polynesian Islands, man, they're a huge destination spot.
Yeah. There's probably good reason for that if that water's that clear and you can actually like swim.
Don't they have white beaches too?
Yeah, perfect white.
Like perfect white beaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Number 6 is London, England. I hope we can get some England listeners out there.
That's one of my bucket list trips. Like
me too.
London. I've always been obsessed with the culture of the British people, and you guys can't see it that are watching our YouTube video or listening to our podcast, but there is a British flag here in our studio. So that tells you how bad I'd like to go.
Oh, it's over there.
There it is.
There, it's that way,
right
but we're not going to move you. We're not going to move you over that way. So you know.
Number 7, not to be outdone, is Rome, Italy.
Oh, that's another place that I would really love to go see.
Yeah.
Like
the Colosseum.
The Colosseum. Oh, man. And like
see where the gladiators fought and all that.
Yeah. And it's just so rich with culture.
I would love to visit the Vatican. The Vatican. We both should have done a tongue twister before this.
I know. Exercises. They're good for you.
Number 8 is Thailand. And there's a specific city that they listed, and it looks like the words fuck it, but with a PH, and I don't know if it's tuck it or puck it or how in Thai you would say that. I don't want to mess it up, so just Thailand is our number
overall
8.
Thailand. I mean, it would be pretty interesting. I used to watch a show called River Monsters on Discovery.
Yeah, I know that show.
And he would spend a lot of time, like the star would spend a lot of time in Thailand because there was a lot of like strange and unusual fish.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just amazing altogether. Fish on!
So Thailand.
Fish on.
Number 9 is Tokyo, Japan, which I don't know. I love and I'm kind of fascinated by Japanese culture because they've got such bright colors, which I'm wearing today. And I love that they're just so open to like wigs and makeup, and
they are very huge in cosplay, which is kind of like one of our love languages.
If you can see behind us, those of you watching the YouTube, we are sitting in front of cosplay closets. So
and of course around the room we've got a lot of cosplay.
Wigs and crowns and wands.
Tammy has a lot of wigs in her production room, and I also have a lot of wigs at home too. A
common goal of ours is to start doing cosplay videos, so maybe we'll tie that in somehow down the road. And our last spot
is Glacier National Park, Montana.
Our first U.S. spot.
Like, well, I mean, Hawaii is U.S.
I guess that eludes me a lot.
All the time.
It seems so tropical that
it does.
It's hard to remember they're part of our country.
I know. It's really hard. But Montana, I really would love to go there and see the landscape and all of the wilderness.
Oh, the buffalo.
Yeah.
Where I grew up,
where the buffalo play.
A buffalo farm where there's like 3 of them that live there, and I drove by it a lot to pick up one of my girlfriends in high school, and to see them out in their natural habitat in Montana would be so awesome.
Oh yeah.
So awesome.
So really, my friends, there's a lot of places out there. And how about you reach out to us and let us know where some of your favorite vacation spots are.
Where do you like to take your family, and what was your favorite vacation as a child?
So until then, we'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.